Okay, it's me once again with yet another random alias. Um, I found that when I put it under, I started out with Dixie Chick. And that's because I'm from the South and I'm a chick. I didn't spell it like Dixie Chicks, but I do like some of their music. So don't get it wrong. I love Rascal Flatts. As far as country, I like some other people too, but I'm sure y'all didn't come here for that. Well, I've got some quite startling. It's probably going to just blow your mind. I'm sure. I'm sure Natasha, Sasha Fierce. That's what I call her when I'm talking to her in my head. Like Wendy Williams talks to people in her head. Um, I'm like, huh. It just, I don't know. It's just easier to say. First it was Tasha, and I just started calling her Sasha Fierce. Hope you don't mind, Natasha. And thank you again for allowing me to speak. Um, now, I have BPD, bipolar personality disorder. I have that also. I'm not trying to take nothing away from Mandy. Um, but like I was saying, I think I said it. Once I get to talking, I have to. It's like I have to keep on a train of thought because I go all over the place, and then nothing makes sense. And you'd think that I'd write down notes, but maybe I would start. Maybe I'll start doing that. I just feel like it's just more, you know. I know sometimes I used to go back and watch my videos, and I'd be like, "Oh my God, did I really say that? Oh God!" And by the way, um, I have well, really, I just have two channels that have any content on them. My original um, channel is called Dixie's Had Enough. Had Enough is spelled in all caps, and enough is spelled ENUFF. That is the account that I believe I've stumbled upon. Somebody's going to come up with some damn answers, okay? Because what is today? Sunday. I have not. I think it was, when was it? Friday when I was on her Natasha's Love. Now see, I said Natasha. Make me out to be a liar myself. Um. Yeah. I have. Yeah, I haven't. No, I haven't slept. Um. I am manic depressive as well. I don't normally have the manic phase or whatever. It's very rare that I do, but sometimes I do. And when I told you I lost over 20 pounds in like less than a month, actually, I did. And I just wanted to. And look, when I say this, Tosh, Sasha, I don't even want to see those eyes roll, okay? Because this is, really, this should be a warning to everyone, okay? Um, and I'm serious about that because honestly, I think it, yeah, I don't know if I told you or not. Anyway, I went and instead of they were going to ship me the phone, but I was getting emails from FedEx, and then I started getting them from UPS. So, when they were wanting to know my address. And trust me, it's still going on. And I'm fixing to show some proof. And I have pinned it down, and there's some people out there that know who it is. Now, the reason I thought it was you, Sasha Fierce, can't say the Sasha without the Fierce. Now, that's a compliment in case you don't know who she is, okay? Now, I know she's into all that, you know, I don't know, satanic stuff. That's what I hear, but I don't know. I don't hang with her. I mean, she wouldn't give me. Um, but and then I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play some of Brittanys' birthday special and Crafton Barnes. Uh, I'm not gonna be mad at you because I mean I wasn't aware of what happened during this birthday bash because I didn't go. Now I could have went, but let me tell you something. There's a handful of things that will absolutely tick me off, okay? And I will not stop until I clear my name. I don't know why it would matter to total strangers on the internet, and it probably, I mean, it still would bother me to be honest, but because my real name, my real phone number, my real address, pretty much, you talk about being an open book, Sasha Fierce, honey, I am extremely an open book, so I hear you. Um, but I do mean it. I do thank you. I really, um, I I hate that I just had to just go, because when I'm talking, it's like I'm not even hearing because I just had so much. And I've been calling you, and I all I want to do was just talk. I just wanted people to hear what I had to say, and let them hear my heart, my truth, and you know, I said what I said. I regret that I ever went in Brittanys' Facebook group. I do, but again, I mean, I'm used to dealing with everything on my own. I mean, I've been on my own, a long time. I mean, lost my mom, lost my husband 10 months after that on Valentine's Day, and then my mother's sister, who I was closest to, and her daughter, and my uncle, all three died in less than 9 months after that. Um, my aunt and cousin, they died of cancer, and then my uncle, he just basically died. And I actually predicted his death. He just died of, there was no reason. He wasn't that old. He was like about 70, 71. And I said, he'll die of a broken heart. And he quit eating, and he just quit living. And, and then my mother-in-law, she was like a second mom to me, so it was a very hard adjustment. I worked with a lot, I always was out in the social scene, and was a lot of fun, really was, what everybody told me. Now, I've been getting some, of course, I always get a lot of friend requests on Facebook, so if you're somebody from, maybe the camp here, or Natasha's camp, let me know. I say, how can you let me know? Just shoot me something on Messenger and say that you're from YouTube, but don't come over and be a hater, because if you'll see, if you're watching my page, I get along very well, and those, like I said, these are people I've known either my whole life, or a good 35, 40 years, and it's a huge difference. YouTube and Facebook are so different, aren't they? Because I really do. I get a lot of love there. I can cut up, with the girls' husbands, and and they don't. Nobody gets offended because they know who I am and what I stand for, and it's just very different here. Okay, well, anyway, I know y'all ain't wanting to hear about all that, but we need to get. Now, see, I don't want to say that I caught somebody in a lie, but I'm going to call a little bit of. Just it's Sunday and I don't want to say it. I wasn't sure. Maybe I misunderstood, but I thought that Crafton Barnes said that if I wanted to reach out to him, that I could email him. But that he didn't have a phone. Um, and I saw a video that he done a couple days ago where he was sitting there waiting on Brittany and Eric to call him. So I don't know if he had a borrowed phone or whatever, but the information that I've gotten, and look, I've been on this since April 4th. Now, it started prior to April 4th, okay? It started in March. I believe, and the reason, let me go, Crafton Barnes needs, I mean, it's up to him, but from everything that I saw, and I've got some proof. I try always. I should have brought. I thought about bringing receipts the other day, but I thought, well, how can I bring receipts? I just didn't. I just didn't threaten to, to take, harm anybody's children or that girl or you. I mean, I said I felt like it. I felt like it because I believed that you were behind it. And I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something, Miss Cooper. Okay. With all of what I got, and I am telling you this 100%. Okay. I'm gonna tell you what name. Okay, I'm gonna give you some information on the iTunes whatever, the Apple Store. The name on the account. There was two different. God, now I can't remember what. I think it was something that had credit on it already that you could purchase. Don't quote me on that. It was either that or it could have been that and a credit card. But one of the things on there was called, the name was True Crime with Natasha Cooper. Now, what popped up on my iPad, on my name part, that just said Natasha Cooper. Now, I know a couple of people, and then some, that didn't like you worth a what, okay? They didn't like you at all. And see, I didn't know all that, but I didn't know all this. So, that night when I come in your chat, and by the way, I meant to mention that, because you said that you throwed me out of the chat. Tasha. You didn't throw me out of the chat. The mods were going to throw me out of the chat. Because as soon as I came in, you said, that's, like you said, that's Dixie. I know you. And I thought, well, I'm not that popular. Well, I say that I'm up to 300, a little over 300 subs on my channel if I could just get back in it. But somebody doesn't want me to be back on that channel. I've fought like hell. I mean, literally, I've got the claw hands. Okay, I don't even know if I'll be able to color for a while. They don't want me to get back in that account. Now, I have videos that I made over a year ago about a gentleman. His I know his real name. He's put it out there. But his first name, I'm just going to say, is Braun. And me and him kind of went at it for about a year. Or not a year. I don't know, several months. And, like it was kind of just a big joke to me because I would do a video, he would come on, he'd do a video. And it kind of went back and forth, and he kept saying that I was, talking about his daughter. And I was saying, I'm not talking about your daughter. I said that if you were going to, he said that he just said some things that, like about receiving a white powder and somebody kicking his door in and taking him out and yada yada. She was about 12 years old, I think, at the time, and had a friend over. And I said, I don't feel like that's, she would be safe there. Um, I don't have anything against anybody's children. But it kind of started from there, and then it was like, I talked about his dog. Anyway, I found out after, and I just quit one day. I said, this is my last video, and I'm done. And I was. I did not post another video for over a year. And, that's where I got the subs from. Most of them, when I started out. And I saw him on another live. And I had not realized, that how hurt he was. That the things I was saying, and Lord knows I wasn't saying anything like what's been going on around the community. I don't even know what we can name it at this point. But when I saw how deeply hurt he was, that it had affected him. And a lot of people made videos about him, okay? There was people that went hard on him. But I was the main one, because I had my own voice. And I called him out on everything. But he'd come out there and he's like, my God, he would have this attitude like, it didn't bother him at all. And once I found out that it bothered him, and I saw a different side of him, I knew I had to reach out immediately and make it right. And it meant a lot to me that, that we came together and, I think he forgave me. I certainly meant, he probably saw a side of me he'd never saw either. But I did. I went on. He didn't even do videos or lives for right at a year. That's how bad it affected him. He just, and that laid on my heart really, really bad. So I wished he would. I really wished he'd start doing some again. Anyway, I don't know. I might check in with him sometime. Got a lot going on. Okay. Well, anyway, those videos are missing. As well as like all of my data was downloaded back to MySpace days. And that site wasn't visited just once. Now, I'm saying this because I know there's people listening that knows that I know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay? The site, MySpace, under my name, and I had a MySpace. Oh, sure I did. I changed that background and that music every day. I'd have flashing unicorns and, Mariah Carey in the background and... those that remember, MySpace, when it came out, that was like your, hey, come see me. I loved it, though. But, so, yeah. And the way that I know that is, you every now and then you can beat them to the punch, and you can recover your password. Well, so I went and got my new phone Friday. Well, guess what happened? Friday I had company for a while. I just sort of, I kind of just laid back. It's an Android. It doesn't work like my other one, but so I'm going to have to get, I knew I had to get used to doing some certain things on it. But I just sort of laid it down, charged it and whatnot. And I didn't go to use it until yesterday. And I went to Mandy's live Well, I cut YouTube on, and I saw that she was on live, and so I clicked in, and I know she saw me. I mean, uh, so I grabbed my phone up, my new one and my old one, and it was like, you got to be freaking kidding me. So now my new phone, okay, not only that, but they've used up all, because I don't have unlimited data, but they used up all of my data on both of my phones. And I just got it Friday. I've used no data on my phone. I only get so much time to, to talk on the phone, because I couldn't go with the unlimited, I mean, I could have, but, I'm very frugal. Even if it's other people's money, I still am I just don't, I'll still buy it like if I was spending my own. Um, so, I want you to know the person that is doing this to me. Okay, first of all, I got a letter in the mail yesterday too, from my pain doctor. Okay, I've been on very powerful pain medications for 15 years straight in a row. I've always had to travel a very long distance to go and get my pain medication. Well, finally, one moved here. It was less than 2 minute drive. They started in January of this year. I went 3 times. I was a good. I'm a good patient. I never miss appointments. I never go in late. I get along with everybody there. I am extremely friendly, respectful. That's how I've been on. You got a lot of really strict rules with pain management. They really don't care about. Well, I mean, they care, but the DEA and the big dogs are all over them. So I had talked to them because my calls were being diverted. Don't roll your eyes. Don't roll your eyes. Give me a chance. I'm going to show you. And I want Crafton Barnes because I know you know Crafton Barnes. I know you know that these things can be done. There are apps. Matter of fact, when I got my phone Friday, anyway, let me go back to my pain note. My calls were, in other words, my phone wouldn't ring, my message alert, none of that would go off. So I wouldn't hear it ring. It wouldn't vibrate, it wouldn't light up, nothing. I really I didn't use the cell phone for calls really anyway. But, so I wasn't getting the calls and they were calling me. Well, I have, in 15 years, I've got called in one time for a pill count, and that was about 8 or 9 years ago. And you have to sign a contract. If you violate it, you are automatically terminated, no matter how good a standing you're in. And I'm talking about standing in such, good with my doctors that 2 of them, I have their personal cell numbers and can call them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And there's no hanky-panky going on. It's just, I'm not really sure why they did it. And I was very, very close to this doctor. He's the kind that comes up and, gives you a fist bump and, hugs your neck and tells you he loves me. I mean, he was the only person, him and his staff was the only people that told me Merry Christmas and that they loved me this past Christmas. And I talked to him on Tuesday when I was at the hospital. And they said, yeah, we're going to get you set back up on Monday. And I got a letter in the mail, like I said, yesterday. And it said, due to noncompliance, I was terminated. And they no detox, no referral to another doctor. Okay? So, and that's a lot because I live in a town where there is no pain doctors in this town, and I don't have transportation. I mean, I have a car, but that's a whole other story. So, and with kidney failure, dehydration can throw you into withdrawals. Now, on Brittany's birthday, she seems to play some kind of massive evidence that I am snorting. It could be Tylenol, it could be, some kind of dope on my coffee table because they know because they've snorted stuff themselves and they are 1,000% sure that I'm doing that. And she knows for a fact, 100% guaranteed, that I had 2 children here with me in the middle of the night and was snorting something on my coffee table. Well, newsflash, I don't have a coffee table. I have one, but it's back in the closet. Haven't had it out here in years. I mean, I could have been doing it on an end table or something, but I actually do have a pill crusher. That's because I get, for years I had to take anti-nausea medication. And if you have to take and crush your pills up, sprinkle it on food, certain medications, then I'll do it. And even it wouldn't matter if I was sitting here drunk as shit, and doing whatever. I'm at home in my own house. But I mean, the lies that this woman tells, okay, because I'm going to point them out. I don't know if I'll do it. See, that's why I want to do lives, is so I get fixed up sometimes and interact with people. Unless they're going to just hate on me and stuff. I mean, I think I got as much as a lot of people do. I mean, but the lies that she told, and I'm going to call her a liar, all the way 100 straight up lying bitch. Because that's what started the whole deal with me and her. She had threatened me and threatened me and threatened me and threatened me, in comments. And I said, look, she told me, I was going down, I was going to jail, yada, yada, yada. And I'm thinking, because I questioned whether this woman was buddy-buddy with Shanann Watts and whether she worked at the hospital. And yeah, I'm talking about Nikki, MYOB. Mind your own business and stay up out of mine. Now, I'm sorry, but if somebody, what I question is why they wait 3 years, almost 3 years. It just, and then she's talking about the reason that Nicole Kessinger was there and that Kelly was the lady in the black Suburban. And I don't know how Nikki feels about that today, but I was not rude about it, not at all. I was not rude. And then one of her moderators said, I'm going to F Dixie up. I made a video. Brittany copyrighted me. She took down a bunch of my videos, and she put 2 copyright strikes. She would have put more if she could have. And Brittany, you can copyright. It'll probably be the next video, but I'm going to play word for word what you showed and what you told Kim, Crafton, and all your viewers. That was 1,000% that I did. Will you produce one? I told you then. I said, you apologize for what you said, okay? Because I didn't go to any of your subs and ask them to come create a hate group. I mean, seriously? And by the way, there's things called commas and periods. I mean, I got out of breath reading it. It was like, all you do is lie, and you just, I don't know when you make this up, and I adored you, and I brought you on my panel, and blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, God, hold on, let me get a hit of my inhaler. I mean, you knew me about a week or two, and you didn't even know me. You knew me over online. And this woman's telling me she adored me. And then she says when I came up on panel that I said I was taking illicit drugs and that I was drunk and I was out of my mind and I was here with kids. And well, that's a damn lie. And you know how many witnesses I got to that? I mean, I'm covered. I'm going to take the phone out here one day and show y'all how close I lived to everybody. And, you know, so it's what made me change. I mean, I was willing to put aside that because I just thought it was the attacks that you said in comments. I never saw this live. If I had of, cash me outside, bish, okay? Cash me outside. Yeah, I might be kicking close to, not in my 60s, Sasha. I am close to, I don't know. When I called the ambulance the other day, they were like, are you 50? No, they said how old was I? I was like, I'm thinking I'm 58. But I believe I saw him write it down as 57. So, I don't know. I thought it was 58, but whatever. Trust me, I look it and feel it. Anyway, well, like I said, you're if you want to press some charges, because from what I saw, because I thought, now whoever this is sitting up all night long, okay? And they know enough to know, oh, I think my phone's going to shut down on me. So it started making me think, I don't think maybe it ain't Natasha. And remember I asked you the first time I called you, I said, do you know anybody that might be trying to sabotage you? And you said no. You're very defensive, but I mean, I guess I can understand why, being attacked, for 3 years. I mean, I wasn't aware of that. So, I'm going to go ahead. I see this little light flashing. And I'm sorry. I will be back with... I'm gonna let y'all see where I believe, and it's my opinion, and it's for nobody's entertainment, but I hope you get off on it, Brittany, because I'm telling you what, I've been through hell. I'm still going through hell, and I'm now got no data on my phones. So I guess I'm going to have to keep my landline on and pay that bill. I only draw $784 a month. That's what I live on, and I don't get one penny.